boy. All right, we got Mr. Russell's 2015 GMC 1500 here today. If you recognize the name, it's because he's also the proud owner of that Land Rover over there, still waiting on its engine. If you're gonna own a Land Rover, also own something like a 5.3 GMC, so you have one vehicle that's reliably on the road. But we're gonna do a couple little things on this here today. We're gonna do some spark plugs and wires, and we're gonna do some brakes. We're gonna start with the plugs and wires, so that's what this video will be. We're doing all this in front of the driveway because Clayton is a few bolts away from having his cab off, so we can finally fix his coolant leak on the F-150. So that'll be coming up. But for now, we're gonna do some plugs and wires. This is genuinely pretty easy. Number 8 sucks, but that's about it. Everything else is easy peasy lemon squeezy on this. Before we get started, I'm going to say I will have links for plug wires and spark plugs here in the video and in the description below, as well as some tools that will help make this a lot easier. So if you want to order those from Amazon and save some money, it really helps us out as well because they give us some kickbacks. Otherwise, you can get this stuff at your local parts store. But we're going to get right into this puppy. So first things first, if you're doing your spark plugs, do your wires too. Don't cut corners, man. You might as well just do them all. It's cheap maintenance. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off by pulling off this little plastic cover here. And in order to do that, we need to squeeze these little PCV lines and remove this. Oop. So this you just press up with your thumb here to release, and same on the bottom. So like, see how that one just came out? This one, maybe I can do it with my right hand. It helps if you twist a little bit while you pull. There we go. I'll set that up there. We'll pull this oil cap off of this guy. You don't have to take this off, but I'm gonna do it just so you can see better. And then I'll reach back there and pull it off in the back. It's a tight squeeze, but it comes out. If you want to take that off, I don't know if you saw, but you need to pull the oil dipstick up a little bit just so you're not putting pressure on that plastic tip. You don't want to break that. But all right, now you can see that we got spark plug wires just run straight down from the coil packs to the plugs themselves. So what we're going to do is they are all the same. We're going to put our oil fill cap back in so we don't knock anything in the engine on accident. So we're going to go down and I'm going to pull every spark plug wire off, and then we're going to get some compressed air. We're gonna blow compressed air down where the spark plugs are, and then we will crack all 4 loose and then take all 4 out and then put all 4 new ones in. So to remove the wires, you can just do it by hand. Just grab it like that and then reach down and grab here. If you're replacing them, it doesn't really matter where you pull. If you are not replacing them for whatever reason, make sure you get down on the thick rubber boot down here. Just like that. These little heat shields slide off the end of the plugs and will need to be reused, so try not to damage these. But otherwise, we're going to get rid of these plug wires, which are GM official. I don't think this thing's ever had the plugs or wires changed. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the other 3 wires real quick, and then I will show you the best setup to get down here and break all these loose. This is the driver's side. This side is really, really easy. The passenger side has one that's not easy at all, which is probably why you're here. So we'll pick up number 8 after I show you the process on these. All right, here we go. We got all 4 wires off and all 4 heat shields set to the side. So now you're gonna want a 5/8 spark plug socket with a 3-inch extension. And this should get to all 4 on this side, no problemo. So you'll just fish it down here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my ratchet here, get these down. I'm gonna crack all 4 of them loose and then come back with my power ratchet. If you do this while the vehicle is still a little warm, then it's much easier to break the spark plugs loose. There we go, we got that one loose. So I'm gonna go down, do all 4 of these, and I think the back one, if I remember correctly, you have to fish in underneath. Yeah, so you'll have to fish in underneath here and move to a longer extension, like a 6-inch extension, to get to that one. I'll show you whenever I get to it. So for the rear 2, I like this little magnetic 5/8 swivel socket, which I will have linked below. This is what I like to use for any of the harder to get to ones on this, other than number 8. Number 8's different, but for these back 2, this one, you can just come right in over the top of your steering shaft here and just put it at a little bit of an angle. It just means you don't have to get it straight on. Now for the back one, we're gonna go underneath the steering like this. and come in this way, and that's how we're gonna get on it. And here it is in position. I've already broken it loose, but I like to fish it in, get it on the spark plug, and then click the ratchet on after the fact. Look at these crusty old guys. Sheesh, that tip is worn down. All right, so we're gonna zip all 4 of those out, and then we're gonna start putting in our new ones. So the new ones are iridium. They don't need to be gapped or anything. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start them all by hand, finger tighten them, then I'll snug them all up, then we'll come back and torque them. I got all 4 of the spark plugs out. I also forgot to show you how to blow it out with air, but it's so tucked up under the exhaust manifold. Like, it's so clean that it's rare that you ever need to do that on this model. But it is a good habit to get into, is just hitting them with a little spritzer of air to make sure there's no particles in there. But now we are ready to put the new ones in. So what I like to do is I like to put it in my little magnetic socket here, just because it's easier. And then I will fish it down in here and make sure that I can get it finger started before we tighten, because you do not want to cross thread a spark plug. That will be a problem. So here we go. We got some threads on this guy. Now I will just finger tighten it, and then we'll come back and we'll do the other 3, which is the exact same as how you got them out. You just do it the same way going in. One quick note on this side, I do find that starting number 5, which is the 3rd one back, is easier by hand with your fingers, just reaching down in there and getting it going. But be very careful not to drop it, because if you drop it, that porcelain will most likely crack or get damaged, and then you're going to have to get another spark plug. So whatever you do, don't drop it, but just carefully fish down in there. It's easier than using the sockets and the extensions, just because you're working at such a weird angle around the steering here. But like, I just put my socket on here now to be a little easier to grab and tighten down, but just reaching right in here with your fingers like this here. So for the rear one, I'm gonna put it in here with this 3-inch extension and just fish my hand down underneath the steering shaft here. Like so. Just be very careful. God, this is so hard to do while holding a camera. But there we go. Now we'll get it finger started. All right, the torque spec on the spark plugs is 20 Newton meters. Now, that being said, in the case of these spark plugs, it's not that important. If you just get it tight, not too tight, obviously, but just snug it up and then just give it a that's good enough. They don't have, so let me see, here's the one I dropped. So if you look at the bottom, you'll see this just tightens up like a normal spark plug. There are spark plugs in other vehicles that have crush rings on them, and the torque is very important on those, but these not so much. But I'm gonna go ahead and torque all 4 of these real quick. I'll show you how to click the wires back on, and then we will move over to the other side, and I will show you dreaded number 8. But for the other 3 on the other side are the exact same, so I'm not gonna show those. All right, so here we are. We got the new wires. These are AC Delco. These ones actually come with the heat shields on them, so if you buy the GM ones, you don't even got to worry about saving those. But it is as simple to put on as they were to come off. You're going to reach down and you're going to press it on firmly until you hear a click or feel a click, and then you'll come up here, you'll do the same thing up top, just till you get it clicked on. Which, see, that one's not on yet. If you can pull it off easily by hand, that's not it. There it went. There's our click. And then you just want to make sure that your wire is off and not touching your exhaust manifold, but it's pretty hard to get it into that position. So I'm gonna do the other 3, then I'll slide the plastic back in, button this side up. I'm not gonna show you the front 3 on the passenger side. It is literally identical to what we just did, but I'm gonna show you number 8, so that is coming up. If that's what you're here for and that's what you skip to, get ready, because here we go. Here we go, 2, 4, and 6 are done. I haven't put the wires on yet, but I always do that at the very end. So we are on to the problem child number 8. This is the one that scares most people. I've actually heard horror stories of shops charging people for spark plugs and not even touching number 8, which is pathetic. The only issue you're gonna have on these ones up here, you're gonna want a 6-inch extension instead of a 3. And it's kind of a tight squeeze if you have big arms like me, going between the AC lines here and down by these heater hoses, but it's not too bad at all. Basically the exact same as the other side, just a little tighter of a squeeze. But we're gonna start by pulling off the spark plug wire back there, which we are going to attempt to do the same way we do all the others, which is just reach down here and grab it. That one's off. Now, I'll probably fish my pliers down in there and grab it with my spark plug pliers to pop it off on that end. And then I'll show you what fits to get down there. So the spark plug boot pliers make that extremely easy. So you can just go in and grab it at this angle, use the heat shield as leverage, and just pop it right over there. Okay, so I got my socket in place. I'm going to show you what I used. And this is the ratchet I use. I use a long-handled 1/4-inch drive swivel head ratchet. Again, I will have these links in the description below along with this setup down here. But what you have to do is you have to reach down and fish the spark plug socket and extensions on first. Now we'll reach down, click our ratchet on, break it loose, get it as loose as we can. Then we will carefully release our ratchet and unscrew it by hand. Be careful not to put too much pressure on the AC line, because you may lean on it a little bit and you'll start putting a lot of unneeded tension up here on the expansion valve. But yeah, I'm gonna reach down here. It takes 2 hands, but once I get it out, I'll show you what that adapter setup looks like. But as it is, you just reach down this way with your fingers and fish it on over that spark plug. You know, there's probably many ways to skin a cat on this. This is just the easiest way I found to do it. Here it is. Here's our old spark plug out of number 8. And here's the setup. So you want a standard 5/8 spark plug socket with a 1/4-inch drive adapter and a little itty bitty 1-inch extension. This gives you the perfect distance to stick out. And I actually managed to get this non-flex head, longer 1/4-inch drive ratchet onto it perfectly. So this was the move. You just fish it right down in this hole right down here like that and get it clicked on that extension once it's in. Once you have it nice and broke loose, you can carefully reach down and pop your ratchet off. And then I went without the extension and just the adapter and used, hold on, let me show you. And I had it in there like this, and I used the end piece here to unscrew it. So I'm gonna slide my new spark plug in, fish it back in at the same angle, and get it started by hand till it's snugged up. Then I'll take it back out, put my extension on, fish it back in, get the ratchet hooked to it, and then get it tightened up. All right, I did want to give you a view of what it actually looks like all together and on the spark plug, but that is what the ratchet looks like. Once you click it on, it has just the right amount of space to fit in there and everything to clear. Woo! It is tightened down. We are ready for our wires. So if this video helped you out, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you want to see more.